Hello friends, welcome again to new episodes from Patent Effect Podcast. So we are again in Berlin and I'm now with Arne Krueger.
Hello everybody.
How are you, Arne?
I'm fine. I'm really excited to get on your podcast. Thank you very much for the invitation, Mustafa.
Thank you for also hosting us in your beautiful place.
Yeah, you're very welcome.
I'm really excited to testing these new equipments. And after when I turn back to Turkey, our next episode's quality will be down because of you. Because of you.
Nah, I don't think so.
Because of you, I will buy these equipments by paying lots of 1,000 euros.
I don't think so. It's not so expensive.
Okay, you can give me. I can take this to microphone.
I have two spare microphones. Yes.
Okay, Arne. Let me introduce you. Arne Krueger is the founder of Moving Targets consulting company with 80 people, right?
Yes.
Based in Berlin. But he was living in Istanbul 4 years ago?
Yeah, 2010 till 2015. Yeah, my wife finished her PhD.
4 years and 5 years ago. But we met first with you in Istanbul, thanks to Valerie, who is working in the EPO.
Yes.
Before the organization of the PATLIP conference, which organized in Istanbul, because I was one of the committee members, so on. So, and that time we met lots of time and we've become a friend. Yeah. Thank you so much. I'm really happy.
Yeah, me too.
And this is the first time that I'm being in your office. I really admire with this office. So let us know yourself, Arne, after this introduction. What's your profession and what is Moving Targets? What are you doing? And first, who is Arne Krueger?
Okay. Yes. I'm Arne. I'm now 40 years old. Oh, I grew up in East Germany and got into contact with computers was around 16, I guess, in the farm of my father, where I was doing some Excel calculations, and I found it quite useful and never stopped using computers to help other people. And I made a lot of turns in my career, but in 97, with 26, I founded my first company. We did a management buyout in 2006 and formed MTC in Berlin and started with 10 people. And we are a IT service provider. So we develop software, we support software, and we do some consulting services, mainly for collaboration systems. But in 2006, I got also into contact with the German Patent Office and their patent data in electronic form, in these days on CD-ROM. And we were able to acquire a product for technology and competition monitoring. So I'm in the patent scene since 2006, started to attend the conferences, try to meet people. We became a member of the German PATLIP Corporation in already 2006. So I'm together with the German PATLIP Center since then. And so we developed a lot of ideas and products around competition and technology monitoring with patent data since then. And since 2.5 years, I'm even head of the German PATLIP Center Association called PITSNet. So I'm somehow the head of the German PATLIP Center, represent the PATLIPs in the public and in the European and German Patent Office.
That's great.
Yeah. So this was a short run through 25 years of career.
Short run. There is no shortcuts.
No, there are no shortcuts.
This is your sentence. Arne, there is no shortcuts. There are no shortcuts. There are no shortcuts. Yes, that's the sentence that I learned from you. So how did you contaminate it with this patent data? You are an expert on open patent data, and you created some of useful databases and products and services for R&D companies and so on, universities. How did you do that?
It's I didn't develop it in the first place. I got a running product for small medium companies in Germany. They give us keywords and they give us names of their competition. We create a query and then we send them the results of the query. I'm always looked from an IT perspective on this, so we were trying to import these data. We normalize the data. We put them into databases here to make the search as easy as possible. And right now you can order our products over our website, Depatec. Can type in a query and you get the original data in a variety of formats delivered, weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, quarterly, for a very small fee. And we deliver you the original dates, so it's not a database we provide the data so that you can import your data in your analytic systems, in your own SAP, in your own patent databases, or in your own intranets. So a quite niche product.
You are a kind of competitor of IFI claims?
Not really. They have a different approach. I think IFI claims targets providers as us. So we were thinking quite seriously about buying our data from them instead from the patent office directly. But it was a question of licensing and price, of course. Yes. We kept off doing it directly and import the raw data from the offices directly and work with them. Yeah.
So, of course, there is a valuation as a patent data, as a raw data. But if we transform this data into an information, it's more valuable. Or you can say, as a data, no value, you need to transform it to an information, right? To understand and to get some actions.
Yeah. As I mentioned in my little history about myself, I understood that computers help us understand information and data. So I'm quite convinced that, of course, we use computers to get access to these lots of data, and these computers can help us. So, but somehow I'm there with my product Depatec as a man in the middle. I just try to provide other computers these data in the small and medium companies, so the patent professional can have a client to scroll through the data and extract the information he needs, because that's what I don't know, what these people are really doing with the data. Yeah,
I like to express the power of patent data. What do you think about this?
We had this conversation last night.
Yeah,
already.
I know, but you're against, not against, but you have some different thoughts on that.
Yeah, it was really fun to oppose you at first, because I said, of course, data in itself they don't have power. It's not that the data, a file on a computer has
big
power.
Data.
And
AI,
even if
blockchain, it's very, very important. Everything will be changed, Arne.
Yeah, but data itself, they don't have power. So I think they give people power. So that's why I opposed you and said, no, it's not about power of data. It's about what we can do with it. And of course, machine learning, deep learning, blockchain is something different, but machine learning and all these available algorithms today and the immense computing power we have in our iPhones, for instance, is really helping to get more out of data. And I'm really, really excited since my first contact with the patent data about the mankind's biggest library of technical documentation. Classified means quite well sorted into all the different technology fields that are existing today. And the biggest library I can imagine is now available on my iPhone. And I can search it, I can look for information in these data. So that gives people a lot of power. The access to these, I think, around 110 million technical documents about how these inventions are made, because that's always the deal of the patent system, that you get a certain time period, the right to get the earnings of the invention, but the return you have to give to the public is to tell them how it works. And this totally changed and made our current society and the technical developments possible. So that there is a system in place where we can read about all these inventions and how they are made. Mm-hmm. And that gets collected by the patent offices, and a small part of it from my company. So I'm always really excited about the potential that is in the data.
And so free.
And it's free, yes, that's the deal. It's a national law, we have to say, of course. It's based on national laws. It's not a worldwide free thing, so every country has to decide to join this patent system. But if they join, then they give their inventors the potential to make money out of their invention, and they give the public the knowledge of how it's done, how the invention is done. So everybody can look into the patent system and can say, oh, I like this invention, and I change a little bit or I develop it further and apply for a new patent. And this is what really made the progress possible in our today's world. So it really gave people power. So the data itself don't have power.
Nothing,
so
right?
Please don't repeat.
Okay, I will
power
convert
of data. No.
Yeah, I will convert it to the power of patent information.
Yes, no.
Maybe.
No.
Not really.
It gives people power. It enables people. So this is what I really would say. It's the point you make, and
data.
You use it as a shortcut to say the information have power.
Okay. Today we had a chance to visit the German patent office, and also they show us the libraries that the examiners were using before this digitalization. So we were talking with Bjorn. I think it was a nightmare being an examiner in that time, searching all the books, all the printed works to discover if it is novel or not. I think the being an examiner is a nightmare in that time. Now it's very easy. Huh?
I don't know. I remembered, I don't know, it was this morning, a short time ago, I remembered that how I felt privileged to own Meyer's lexicon as I was young, because it gives me access to like the description of all animals, of everything, what I was thinking. So they had an index in the back of the book, and it was three books, three encyclopedias, and I felt really lucky to have this in my house, because I felt privileged to have access to this knowledge. And it was not digitalized, but there was a way over the classification system, over the index, to access the knowledge in the three books. So if I found something or was interested in something because I heard it on TV or in radio or from my parents, I was able to look into it and get the knowledge. And today, this became so much easier. So, and I guess that these examiners in the old days, they felt privileged also to have the library to look into the old inventions. So easy, they could just walk there. Today, we have it on the iPhone, of course. And we think, how could they? But you have to imagine if you're an inventor in a small village somewhere, and the next library is in Berlin, you have no chance of accessing the knowledge. So it was for them, I think, they felt privileged at their days too, to have such a great library, so well sorted, in such a great building, as I felt as a young boy with my lexicon I had. And as we feel today, if we have, PAD-based subscription and have all the analytics at our fingertips, this is the new thing now. Yeah. And even if it's AI powered with blockchain,
we can put all the things AI powered. So let's turn back to the open patent data.
Okay.
So as I remember, you were creating some visualization and results describing the most patent application from the every region of Germany, every region of Turkey.
Yes, yes.
You did it, I remember.
Yeah, I was a beginner at this, and for me, patent landscaping was, of course, about a map, because I was thinking I put patents on a map, because this is patent landscaping. It was quite...
I think it's funny.
Naive,
funny,
I guess.
But 20 years ago, right?
Not really, 6 years ago, I think. Yeah.
Okay, putting on the map.
Yes, so I did this. It was easy. There was free visualization tools coming up, early versions of Tableau, and Tableau could use zip codes in the patent metadata and just plotted it on the map. So I knew that my developers could do it by themselves, but I saw a big potential because you didn't need how to code anything. So you could just give them a list of addresses and they made little dots on the map. And I found this quite intriguing, and I was thinking, now the world is again changing. If these tools get available, who can do the things that, like just a couple of years ago, I got like 10, 20,000 euro projects to do these kind of maps or these kind of visualizations. So I even decided to create a business intelligence department in my company. So we started to look into these tools, mainly MicroStrategy and Tableau. These were like one tool more for the consumer, for the user, and MicroStrategy is more for enterprise, for big enterprises to visualize all their data, because patent data, of course, are not alone. Like if you can imagine, every company creates immense amounts of all kinds of data, invoices, the products they sell, they monitor their labs, they monitor their production lines. So big corporations don't look only in patent information, they have tons of information. And they have the need to visualize, to understand them, like to extract information out of it to make decisions. So I took the idea from the patent visualization, patent landscaping. I got some speeches, so I was intrigued. And then we put it and said, we look a little bit broader on this topic, like how to visualize data today.
For this visualization, it is quite hard to pronounce it. So you mentioned about the Tableau, which is acquired by Salesforce, right? So it's a big deal. It was a big deal, by the way. Yeah. So there is a Tableau as an option, but there's a public version and a paid version.
Yeah, that's quite common today. These freemium stuff, you can use it for free for either a certain period of time, or if you publish the results, or you have just limited functionality if you use the free one.
Do you suggest any kind of visualization tool like Google Data Studio or other free stuff? I know you also used KTMine or other tools.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, at the beginner you start with Excel because you have to understand lists. And you have to understand how these lists correspond with graphics you create. So I would suggest always start with Excel and look into visualization there, get a basic understanding of how this stuff works, because Qlik, Tableau, even MicroStrategy is just like Excel on steroids, I would say.
But if you want to publish it online, it should be Tableau or Google Data Studio or others.
You put it on a website, Mustafa.
I need to put it website because, as patent effect, we are using some of these tools to publish it online.
Okay, today these interactive maps, of course, you have to think about what to use if you don't want to have a static picture, like a PDF or a static web page. And I think Tableau is a good way to understand how these interactive reports are working. It's quite easy, it's well documented. You have hours and hours of tutorial videos. It's all free online, so you become an visualization expert just by watching YouTube, I guess. Put in the time to learn.
I see. Yeah. In the recent 1 or 2 years, I'm admiring to IP Australia.
Yes.
Which is the National Patent Office. They're using the real power of patent data. And they are publishing very different patent landscape reports, and then they started to publish it on Tableau.
Yes, I know.
Online. So you can navigate different features and different options in the particular landscape.
Yes.
I hope
they even put it, I think it's a free service. If you pay for a search report in the Australian office, I recently learned in Bucharest at the EPOPIC that they just put, I think, 3-page landscape report as an add-on to the search report. And this is made with Tableau, highly automated. So they reduced, as I remember right, to like 30 minutes per search report just for the visualization. And this is quite great what they did.
In terms of this visualization, I think the new Espasnet is very good. In the previous episode, we were discussing with Bion, and also Bion said that I am starting with Espasnet to use for patent landscaping. Did you like the new interface of new Espasnet? Because it gives automatically and free of charge visualization of the search results.
Yeah, some basic statistics I would say they give. It's quite the same what like Google Patents is doing or what lens.org is doing. So there are a lot of like quick or instant visualizations available. And I would always start to get some inspirations out of these visualizations for your own reports. So if you don't know how to visualize in Excel, look in Espasnet, what's really a beautiful new tool now, and start to check out their instant analytics because it's quite basic, quite simple. And then you get some idea, some inspiration how to like enhance it and maybe get paid for it.
Huge databases, more than 120,000 documents, right? Anyway, Arne, thank you so much. Yes. It was very funny for me to be recording a podcast with you.
Yes.
In your place.
Thank you again for the invitation. Time flies. 20 minutes are gone already.
It's already 20 minutes. It's
like feels like 5 minutes. Yeah.
With these new equipments, we have already tested. And then, can I give a hint?
What do you mean?
Will you start podcast?
Yeah. I of course I have just the equipment to look nice in my office. No, of course not. We were thinking to doing a corporate blogcast. I want to record some talks with my developers about their projects to showcase what they are doing here, to get a little bit more understandable, because IT still seems quite complicated to a lot of people. So you try to do for IP, I try to do for IT.
It works. It works.
Yeah, you have a podcast, so I was thinking I need a podcast too.
Yes, I will be in Berlin again in May.
Hey,
yes, because of this LAS annual conference will be organized in Station Berlin, and when I come back, we can record another
always
podcast.
Welcome.
Thank you so
Mustafa.
much. Can I also work here?
Huh?
Can I also work here with my laptop?
Yes,
in
we
this
have
co-working space.
Yes, we have a co-working space, similar conditions here. So, and you are always able to work here for free.
Okay, thank you so much, Arne. It's my pleasure to talking with you.
Bye to all the listeners. Thank you for listening.
Thank you. Let me close the session. Okay, dear Patent Effect Podcast fellows, it's the end of our episodes. Thank you so much for your listening, and then you can follow us on Twitter and LinkedIn, and you can listen our episodes through the podcast, Spotify and Google Podcast. And see you next time in the next episodes. Bye bye.